never gonna make it. You're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible. It's not probable. You're irresponsible. Too many obstacles. You gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow. You can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move. I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions. They blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen. That shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven.
There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Oh, will you fight?
Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Gameday from the UK, a Miami Heat UK live streaming show. I'm delighted to have everyone back. I think I've got everyone. Hang on, I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? I'm missing Sam. Are you in? Hang on, here we go. Added to the stream. Sam, you with us?
Good. I know it's
good man, good
show,
man.
You got to take a bow, man. You got to take a bow for that intro. We've only just started, but you got to start by taking a bow.
That is hype, isn't it? That is hype. All good. Guys, I'm so pleased that you're all back with me. Some old faces, some new faces. Let's introduce the new cast. First of all, Glenn Smith, how are you, sir?
I'm not doing bad. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
How long have you been following the team?
I first got into it in like 2K12. It's first time getting into basketball. You see, I saw like red jerseys versus blue in OKC versus the Heat in the trial. And as an Arsenal fan, you just go straight for the red. So that's how it all started for me.
Good man. Well, it's great to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got Ollie Rahimi, who die-hard Miami Heat UK fans will know that Ollie is one of our premier website writers. So I'm delighted to have him on now with the streaming show. Ollie, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. No, pleasure to have you on. How long have you been following the team?
Probably about the same as Glenn, to be honest. Like about 10 years or so.
Awesome. Good stuff. So you've seen some good times and bad times.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And of course, we've got Bilal Monar. Bilal, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to join
you on. You've been following the team a long time, if I remember rightly, and you've also got a basketball background. Is this right?
Yeah. So I've got like a coaching background, and obviously I've been following the team roughly about the same time as Glenn and Ollie. So, but yeah, I've got a background in coaching and stuff. So.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you all on, guys. As I said, we've now got a team of 7, although Danny was here. He's now gone missing, so I don't know where Danny's gone. He's maybe having some connection issues. Hopefully he rejoins us soon. But we've got a team of 7 now, as opposed to 4 of us last year. The reason for that is we want to really try and do this every single game day, but we know that obviously we have busy lives outside of basketball. Well, you probably do. I don't have any sort of life outside of basketball. But the idea is that we want to try and do this every game day, and therefore it gives us the chance, even if people are busy, that we should still hopefully have a couple of us, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us maybe, to do it each and every game day. So that would be great. Let's introduce back to Season 2 our regulars, Sam Aquara, John Jablonka. Sam, how are you?
I'm great. I'm good. How you doing? Long time no see.
I'm hyped, mate. I'm hyped. I can't wait for tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. So it's great to have you back. John Jablonka, you good, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing great as well. It's finally Heat basketball.
It is. It seems like it's been a long wait, and that's really because, you know, we had such a quick off season last year. We literally had about 4 sleeps and we was back into it again. And yet here we go now. We've had a whole off season, a whole rested off season, and we can get right back into it. And just in time, we've got Danny Ronaldo back. Danny, you good? You with us? we think Danny's with us. We'll come back to Danny in a second. Right, guys, we're here tonight to preview the game against the Milwaukee Bucks, the reigning champions Milwaukee Bucks. What a start to the season. What a great game to open up with. Let's get straight into it. The last time the Miami Heat played meaningful basketball was against the reigning champs. It was getting duly swept out of the playoffs. They well and truly got their revenge with us. So since then, it's been a busy off season. We've added 3 NBA champions to the roster. Let's start with you, Bilal. Do you think then that Milwaukee are the team at the moment. If we're going to win this season, and this is what it's all about, it's about winning. We're not here to develop, we're here to win this season. If we're going to win this season, is Milwaukee the benchmark? Are they the team that we have to beat, or do you see someone else maybe looking a bit more equipped?
I would say for now it is Milwaukee. They are the undisputed champs, especially with all the uncertainty around Kyrie Irving. I think Milwaukee are the team to beat at the moment, especially they are really well assembled. But hey, we did take one of their core pieces in PJ Tucker, so that's always a bonus. Also looking over to the West, I would say the Lakers. Obviously, we can't overlook them. They made some really good off-season moves.
Yeah.
And yeah, if a healthy LeBron and AD, I don't see a lot of teams topping that. So yeah, I think for now, Milwaukee and the Lakers are the teams to beat, unless Kyrie Irving magically reappears.
Yeah, it is a real question mark, isn't it, about what happens over Kyrie, and that's such a big change. It's such a big shift difference because he makes a difference, and I think it's just incredible. This season is so even. I can't call it. I've changed my mind almost weekly. We're going to do a little bit of a prediction a bit later on in the show, but let's just stick on Milwaukee for a bit. Ollie, let's come to you. How better are the Miami Heat now equipped to deal with them? Because we struggled against them big time last year in the playoffs. I think the first game was very close, could have gone either way. After that, it was no contest. They bullied us. We had no answer to them. They was too big. As Bilal just said there, we've taken a big piece from them in PJ Tucker. We've certainly got grittier. We've certainly got more fight in us now. But how much better are we equipped to deal with that, folks?
I think a lot better. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing last year, wasn't it? Yeah, they kind of wiped the floor with us. But I think adding PJ Tucker, it adds a different element to the defensive side of the game. I think what Milwaukee learned from the bubble series, they kind of isolated Bam with Brook Lopez, and that meant Giannis could do his thing, basically. And I think adding PJ can kind of, take some of that onus away from Bam, maybe on the defensive side. And then, adding Kyle Lowry and the pieces around, and I think the development that Tyler and Bam have shown in preseason as well. I think we can be cautiously optimistic, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And actually coming on to that leads on quite nicely. Glenn, Bucks are a bit beaten up tonight. No Drew Holiday, no Brook Lopez, no Portis, no DiVincenzo. This is about as good as it's going to get as an opening night with all that energy, with all that heat going on in the Heat House tonight. This is... it's never going to be you're never going to say it's a bad loss to lose to the Bucks, but it almost is, isn't it? If we lose tonight, they've beaten up and we're at home. What are we thinking? Is this the best chance we've got to win tonight?
Yeah, I think we match up well nonetheless. But when you've got PJ Tucker been talking how he has done in the last week as well, of this is the game for him, I think expect a little bit of a statement piece from him tonight showing that, yeah, cool, I might have moved on and parted ways with you guys, but this is my team now and I'm here to kick your ass. So I'm interested to see it. As you say, they're a bit low on numbers. Some key pieces out for them, especially every time I seem to watch Dante DiVincenzo go against us, the man turns into some sort of prime white Kobe and just goes crazy against us. It's just not very fair in the slightest. But it'd be interesting to see. I'd like the even matchup, but we can take an easy start. Not an easy start, but you know what I mean. An easier one.
I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. Danny, you're with us. How you doing, mate?
Yes, I'm good. Can you hear me all right? Is everything all right?
We can see you. Great to have you on, mate. How you been? You good?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. I'm really excited. Can't wait.
Really excited too. It's going to be a fun season. If you are watching us, by the way, on YouTube, then you can comment. You can, say your thoughts. We'll add it into the show. We'll react to it. If you're watching us on Twitter, I think we're live on Twitter. It's the first time I've done it. Thank you for watching. But if you want to comment, we can only do that via YouTube. So head over there to Miami Heat UK TV for that. John, have you been watching Giannis in pre-season? Because oh my God, he's out of the 3-point shot, and this man is about to become unstoppable if this suddenly starts to look fluid.
I mean, his form did look better, but it is a pre-season, so I will pause any takes that he's got a jump shot now, because we said that each year. Yeah. Hopefully, for the good of the game, hopefully he has. But for us, I hope he's having a 1 for 14 type game again. I wish he doesn't have any jump shots for our game, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking just. I mean, it's difficult to say because, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, he looks incredible all the time. But, I mean, I have to say, I'm with you. Yeah, you can't take too much from pre-season. But, I mean, wow, if this guy can add these elements to his game, Sam, we maybe sort of agree, there could be some flux here, but we maybe sort of agree that perhaps KD is the benchmark in this league as the best player. But perhaps if this carries on, this dominance, and then he adds a shot, how do you stop him? You can't stop him. By the end of this season, we could probably say that if he carries on, he's going to be the best player in the league, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we expect from him at this point. We've seen continuous progression since his rookie year, and it's just time for him to take that final leap into superstardom. And the last playoffs sort of showed what we lack and what we need from him. And he's had a long off season. He's had a lot of time to reflect on his performance in the last playoff. So hoping he comes back stronger, better. But yeah, what we haven't seen from him is probably the best he can be. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, the same. I'm looking forward to it. He's going to be a different animal. Danny, we've always done pretty well with Bam. Has always done a good job on him. That's been highly noted. The key to success is the same again tonight, but he's got some help around him now, hasn't he? He's got some key, savvy, high IQ defensive players to give him a hand, hasn't he? That's got to help us. You're on mute, mate.
Fuck, I still can't get used to that, man. Damn it. He's got some backup, like you said. Stark contrast to last year. He's going to be a lot more comfortable. I think having a couple of big bodies to throw at Giannis, even if maybe Morris isn't the best defender in the world, you throw a big body on him, try and stop him as much as you can as well. I think it's going to be a collective effort, I think, and I think Bam's going to have to maybe start to look at respecting that jump shot a little bit after what we've seen in the preseason.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we're gonna do some predictions, but we'll save that to the end because I want to get your predictions on tonight as we always do. But I want to get your sort of 1 to 4 predictions on the East this year. We won't go all the way down because we'll run out of time, but just 1 to 4. So give that some thought at the moment. But we're going to be adding more production to this show every single game day. Everyone's got their own segments. We're not going to do them all every game day because that's impossible. But we're going to try and feature at least 1 or 2 every single night. And to kick us off, we have Ollie's late night takeaway. Oh, sorry. Ollie, explain a little bit about your takeaways. I know this is normally going to be on a sort of game basis, but obviously we've had a big pre-season, so you're going to do it tonight. But quick description and then fire away with your 3 key points I think you found from pre-season.
Yeah, so it'll be a bit of a look back to previous games, or in this case pre-season, and a look forward to this evening's game or the game that we'll be previewing. Just a couple of things that the Heat might need to improve on, or just get better from the last game, or if they've done something well to replicate that into this game. But also focusing on maybe the opposition a little bit and what they can do to hopefully nullify some of their threats and stuff as well. So yeah, that's the kind of premise of it.
Great stuff. So what have you got for us, mate?
Number 1 is going to be Tyler off the bench. I think he was electric in preseason. He averaged 22 and a half a game off the bench for the most part. I think he started 2 of the 5 off the bench. Started 2 of the 5 games in preseason. And I think I feel like he's got a bit of a different aura around him this year. He's come back physically stronger, maybe with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's into fatherhood now as well. I don't know, maybe that'll change his mindset up a little bit, but yeah, I think he's got a lot to prove this year. And I think coming off the bench as a 6th man, I think he's got a decent shot at 6th man of the year.
Yep.
So yeah, I think he's got a lot to prove. But I think giving the Heat a bit of a spark tonight will be good. When the starters come out and as the first man up off the bench. Yeah,
100%. I think that you're right. Bilal, I'm going to get your take on this. Yeah, as he said, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Maybe there was a lot of speculation about whether he would be moved. I think there was reports saying at one point there was a 75% chance that was that sort of magic figure that he wouldn't be on the Heat again this year. But he didn't listen to the noise. He got in the gym. He's bulked up. And now there's been some discussions about, because this team has sort of got lots of people that can do lots of things, but maybe not this out and out scorer. Could Tyler Hero be our top scorer this year?
It's a possibility. It depends on what kind of role he plays. I do believe down the stretch it's going to be a really important thing for us to see whether Spoelstra goes with Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero, because I highly doubt both of them will play, because we will need someone like a PJ Tucker on the defensive end. I do think that Tyler Hero does have the potential to be our top scorer if he does get the minutes. Also, we're forgetting about a man called Victor Oladipo, so
Yes.
he might come back and take that limelight. So it depends. It really does depend on his game and how he evolves defensively, because then Spoelstra will trust him down the stretch of the games.
Mate, we've got a guy called Max Strus. This team goes deep. It could be anybody. It could be one of 10. It's incredible. Yeah, great point. Before you move on to your second point, Ollie, Glenn, quick take on you. Ollie mentioned there about the chances of him being a Sixth Man of the Year candidate, which he definitely is. There's sort of quite an even balance here of what we think might happen first. It could either, or what's more likely, it could be Spo being Coach of the Year, it could be Bam being Defensive Player of the Year, or it could be Tyler being Sixth Man of the Year. Which one of those three do you think is more sort of more chance to happen?
Most deserved has to be Bam, Defensive Player of the Year, but the caliber he's up in Giannis is insane as well. Tyler Hero is actually like the third best odds in the bookies at the moment to be Sixth Man of the Year. But then again, Spo's deserved it. And I think with the way that he's put this team together, along with obviously Pat Riley up in the GM spot, I think that this could be his year to come through and show, do you know what? I don't necessarily have all of the superstars. It's a very deep team, but not maybe the standout names that a lot of people would know. So I think he's got a good chance of that. I'll put my money on that first.
Yeah, absolutely. I've called it. Out of all of the predictions, the only one that I've done heat related is Tyler Hero, Sixth Man of the Year. So I think there's a great shout of that. Ollie, over to your second point.
Yeah, number two is Kyle Lowry, basically. Duncan Robinson said that he brought controlled chaos to the Heat's offense, which I think is a brilliant description of it. You know, when you watch a game and you don't really know too much about him, it just looks like he's going crazy. But yeah, it is controlled. You know, the Heat's pace in preseason was 116.7 possessions per game. Comparing that to last season, and it was the second slowest in the league. I think it was only the Knicks that were slower. So, you know, if the Heat are adding almost 20 possessions per game with Kyle Lowry on the court, if they're high efficiency possessions, then, you know, that's a great opportunity for a boatload of more points, which hopefully will result in wins.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been a Heat fan for this. I think this is my 6th year, so not as long as quite a lot of some of you guys. But my biggest, not really a criticism, but one of the most noticeable things in that time is the fact that we're a slow team. We always have been since I've been following. John, do you think that Kyle's introduction and the fact that he is like a quarterback, he will up that pace, that controlled chaos, as Ollie just said that it's been described as, is that going to basically result in more W's? That's the bottom line.
Hopefully it does. And Lowry is a top 10, 8-point guard in the league still. He will get Bam much more wide open looks. Bam hasn't played with a actual point guard that can get him more looks ever.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler's offensive load will be less with Lowry playing point. Duncan will get more open looks. I was looking at there's some like more stats that the Raptors went through all of Lowry's previous teammates and how they did well behind him without him and that. Biggs historically did much better with him. He got Bismack Biyombo, the big ass contract. So hopefully that will show in Bam's game as well, making him more of an offensive guy instead of playing passive.
Yeah, definitely. Sam, just piggybacking off of that quickly, who do you think is going to benefit more there? John just reeled off several names. Bam, Duncan, Jimmy will all benefit here. Who do you think is going to benefit the most? I'll probably lean towards Bam. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go with Bam, just looking at it from two different aspects. So first off, he's going to get a load of pressure off him in terms of playmaking now that you've got someone like Kyle Lowry around. So he's not going to get caught up in those moments where he's got the ball and got no other option, and then he forces a dribble handoff or he tries to make a play and there's no one open on the corner. But Also, in addition to that, you got to consider now we've got another top quality shooter, and I'd like to say someone consistent as well. So we're not always going to be running plays for Duncan or looking for Duncan open on the wing. There's always going to be Kyle Lowry as well. So in terms of just looking at how much less pressure that's on Bam every day in terms of getting the ball in the hoop, I'm going to say the addition of Kyle Lowry is just going to help him so much.
Yeah, awesome. Good summary, mate. Right, Ollie, final one, mate.
Yeah, so it's basically about the length that Milwaukee have. It's a little bit null now that Brook Lopez isn't going to be playing, but obviously, Giannis still brings that massive wingspan, big frame and stuff. So, focus hopefully on Bam and PJ on the defensive end, helping out each other. PJ, obviously a former teammate of Giannis, so maybe he knows how he operates, his preferences, which way he likes to go, and stuff like that. Hopefully, he can bring a bit of that know-how to that side of the game for the Heat tonight, and in the season series, and if we play them in the playoffs as well. Because obviously he is their key man, so we need to find some way of stopping him. Bam's done well before, but I think he needs a bit of help.
Yeah, definitely. And now we've got some help. PJ obviously coming from them, Markieff Morris as well. Danny, do you think that having those sort of defensive IQ, those Jerry players, those veterans, all those guys that have got that chip on their shoulder, that underdog, is going to be a real help this season to what we had maybe at last year, which was maybe lacking a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mentioned that just a minute ago that the sort of the defensive-minded guys that we've brought on this team, PJ brings that sort of that championship spirit as well, coming off last season. So some really good vets, and plenty to add on the defensive end. I think the one space that we'd sort of be lacking was the offensive side of that, and that they are sort of both quite lackluster. Well, not so much Morris, but especially PJ, a bit sort of lacking on the offensive side of the ball, and where can we get that sort of scoring option from that fourth spot? So that's a bit of a trade-off scenario there, I guess, but really great to have some really tough guys on the team.
Yeah, can't wait.
Sorry, if I could add, because I remember I was doing all the stats on the Giannis, like who defended him since the tracking era. We've got a lot of people.
We should have done a John Stats intro. Should we do it? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
An unexpected John Stats. Here we go. Sorry, John. Carry on.
Yes, I was. We got a couple of people that had like over 100 possessions guarding him, and Bam is obviously the best one out there. 262 possessions, only 109 points, shooting 41% on Bam. Ironically, PJ Tucker, he's shooting almost 60% on him.
Wow.
Then we also have Morris going 19 out of 39, shooting 48%. Jimmy also had over 100 possession on him, shooting 44%.
It's good figures, man.
We got many people that had so many possessions on him, and apart from PJ, everyone shoots below average on him.
There we go. Long may that continue. Unexpected John Stats there, as we always know. John just the stat father himself. Just sprinkled that in there. Right. Moving on. Glenn, you've got your segment tonight, which is poll of the week, and you fired a new one at us. But first of all, let's get your segment going, mate. I love it. Right, Glenn. What's your question, mate? Before we
I went with start off the season as you do. Let's all take a guess at how far we'll go. So I went with how far will the Heat go in this season? A few options. Happy to say that no one went with the missed playoffs option, which would have been sacrilege, to be honest. So, and then we've got either first and second round, Eastern Conference Finals, and NBA Finals.
Okay, right. Well, we can tell you that the Eastern Conference Finals won this poll with 42%. The NBA Finals got 37%, 21% saying a first or second round exit. First of all, Glenn, what do you think we will get? What is your thoughts?
I went modest Eastern Conference Finals. I think that Again, it's a few fresh faces on the team. We're still waiting for some guys to come back, like Depot and stuff. And I think Eastern Conference Finals is a good place to set the barrier. And then if you go above and beyond that, no one's going to complain.
Okay, that is fair. I'm not going to go around and ask the same question to everyone, but what I'm going to do is ask this question. A first round exit, I think we could all say would be really considered a failure. A second round exit, Bilal, would that also be a failure? You're on mute. There you go.
Second round exit. If I was being honest, as an NBA fan, I would put Miami Heat as the second round exit. It's just I feel like if we do run into one of those big dogs in the East, such as Milwaukee or Brooklyn Nets, I feel like they'll have too much firepower for our team at the moment. It could all change in the trade deadline. It could all change with injuries. But for now, as our team is currently constructed and how their teams are currently constructed, I would say we're second round exit. And I feel like I wouldn't be upset about that. If we lose to those two teams, if we lose to anyone else, then 100% it's a failure.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a very well constructed, very unbiased view, and I don't like it. So we need to sort that out. No, that is fair. I think that you would probably say that a second round exit might be considered par. Sam, do you agree with that? Do you think second round exit is a par season? Is it a failure? Is it a disappointment? No, actually, not disappointment, because it probably would be a disappointment. Is it a failure? Same question.
What's the difference? Yeah,
okay.
It's a failure in my opinion. I mean, last season, the one thing the last playoffs have showed me is anything can happen. So I'm penciling in the Heat in the finals right now. Book it. Anything can happen. We're too early in the season. And Kyrie can never return.
Yes, Sam.
KD
I like
can get
it.
injured. Giannis might get injured. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, anything can happen. But Heat to the finals. Let's do it.
Right. So also, Danny, then what Sam just sort of said is great. I love it, but same sort of thing could be said if Butler goes down, if Lowry goes down. It changes the whole landscape of it, doesn't it? So again, are you high on this team? Are you saying? Do you think that anything less than an Eastern Conference Finals is not good enough?
First of all, yeah, big time. If we lost like a Lowry or a Butler, I think it would have a significant impact on us. Maybe more so than quite a few teams in the league, just because we aren't that deep. We don't have, maybe when Depot comes back, if that was the case, maybe he could pick up some of the load. But yeah, if we lost a key guy like that, I think it would significantly hurt us more than a lot of teams because of depth. But in terms of where we sort of finish the season, I think Eastern Conference Finals would be good. Like, I think I'd be pretty happy with an Eastern Conference Finals exit. We're quite spoiled because coming off the bubble run, we're all quite hyped from that still, and we think it's possible again with the additions of these guys. You've got the Lowry, we've got Depot on the bench coming back as well. Bam's only going to get better. Jimmy's only going to be hungrier. I really think that the chemistry, this team, I can already kind of smell it. I can sense it. There's a chemistry with this team that's building. And that the bubble run was all built on chemistry. It was the whole reason why we got there in the first place. So I think it's definitely possible. It's going to be very difficult. Everyone's going to have to lock in, and really want it. I think it's possible, but I would be happy with an Eastern Conference Finals game for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's. I agree with you. I think that it depends on the nature we go out, etc. But I think an Eastern Conference Finals is probably what we should be aiming for. I think that anything more than that is bonus. Anything less than that, maybe you could look at that's another year of Jimmy Butler's prime gone. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit conscious of time, so we're going to do this quickly, guys. I'm going to go around the table. I just want your 1, 2, 3, 4 of the East. No real reflection on it. No analysis. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Bilal, I'm going to start with you. What are you thinking?
1, I'll go Milwaukee. 2, I'll go Nets. 3, I will go with the Hawks. And number 4, I'll go with Miami.
Okay, good stuff. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, by the way, Glenn, thank you for that segment. Great stuff. Look forward to more in future. Let's stay with you then. What are you doing? 1, 2, 3, 4?
I've gone Nets, Bucks, Heat, and then Bulls.
Oh, balls up high.
I think
wow.
they're being
That's
slept
an
on. I think
interesting
they're
one.
being slept on.
Okay, right, good stuff. Ollie, what are you thinking?
Pretty much the same as Glenn. I think Brooklyn 1, Milwaukee 2, Miami 3, and then either Bulls or Philly 4.
Oh, wow, another big one on the balls. Okay, right. John, anything different?
Net Bucks first, Nets second, Heat 3. Then I got either Celtics or whatever happens with Ben Simmons Philly.
Okay, yep, that's fine. That's fine. Glenn was shaking his head, but that's fine.
Just at the Ben Simmons, man. It's just too funny. It's just
Man,
too funny.
that's a whole other episode. We won't get into Ben Simmons. We're running out of time. Sam, what are you thinking?
Almost close to John. I've got Bucks first, Nets second, Heat third, but I've got Hawks fourth.
Yep, okay, I like that. That's good. Danny?
I've got Nets 1, Bucks 2, Heat 3, Celtics 4.
Right, that's nice as well. I'm very similar. So I'm going Bucks 1, Nets 2, Heat 3. I'm going Sixers 4 because I think they will work it out. My brother, by the way, is in the chat. He's a Sixers fan. Please don't talk about them. We won't, Bob. Sorry, mate. Sorry. We're moving on. Right, guys. I'm going to get your predictions. This is how we end every show. But just before I do, one final question. Last year, we started the season against the Orlando Magic. Shock, as we always seem to do. We lost that game, 107-113. The starting five. Tell me the missing player. We had Jimmy Butler. We had Bam Adebayo. We had Tyler Herro. We had Duncan Robinson. Who can shout out who was the other player to start that game?
Mo Harkless.
Well done. Who was that?
Me.
Danny. Well done. Good man.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I forgot he even existed. So there we go, guys. That was a fantastic opening show. We're going to finish, as always, with our predictions. I'm going to kick us off. Do you know what? I'm feeling it tonight. We've not got a better chance to win this game. Lots of injuries. A great start for the Bucks. Don't get me wrong. Huge win over the Nets. Get a bit of momentum. But no Drew, no Portis, no DiVincenzo, no Brook Lopez, which is a vital miss for them. Bam's going to have a bit of a field day here. The energy is going to be big. I'm going Heat by 10. Bilal, what are you saying?
Heat by 14.
Oh, look at this. I love it. Ollie?
Heat by 8.
Heat by 8. This is great. Glenn?
I'll go by 12.
Look at this. John?
I'm going to Heat by 8 with a Tyler going for 25.
Tyler 25
Oh, nice.
by 8.
Strong,
Sam?
yeah.
I'm going to go Heat by 5. I don't think it would be
Heat
a
by
big
5.
win, but
Bit more conservative. But Danny, are we looking at the sweep?
I'll go Bucks by 6.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Heat by 10. Yeah.
Heat by 10.
Yeah.
Boys, what a start. What a start. Full of optimism, full of energy. I love it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You can watch this forever if you want to catch up. We will be here every single game day, as I say. Please, while you're here, please check out the rest of what we're doing here at Miami Heat UK TV on our YouTube channel. We also just dropped our first of our new feature called The View from the Other Lot. It's just a quick 5-6 minute self-interview series. We've done that today with Sean from UK Bucks. That was a lot of fun as well. Some spicy takes that came out of Sean there. But please, as I said, follow all of our guys here. Follow us at the Miami Heat UK. We will be back on Saturday to preview the Pacers game. Until then, enjoy opening night. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let's go Heat.
Let's go.
Let's go.